The 2-week pay period, invented in 1938 and still making us wait until daily pay, where everyone can access their money on demand. This is the future of pay. Learn more at dailypay.com. Transfer fee may apply.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Let's go to General John Teichert. General, fill us in. Where do you think things are going from here? Because there was just a post from President Trump talking about disappointed, obviously, very much with Iran, who wouldn't be. Then you got Israel, Hezbollah. What's the next 60 days going to look like?
Oh, no. First, I want to ask the general his opinion. I've asked everybody else.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're going to ask.
If one of our allies is double-crossing us and feeding money to Iran, do you have a gut feeling who it could be?
John and Rita, thanks for having me. I can't imagine that anything like that would be happening without at least back channel notification to the United States. So I'm not tracking that. I'm not going to hazard a guess, but I would have to believe if anything like that is happening, then there has been some notification and some approval from the United States for them to be doing that.
Well, I guess we got to take one day at a time. I mean, the truth is, we don't know what the truth is.
That's true. And I'll tell you, going back to Rita's question, the reason President Trump is rightfully concerned, especially disappointed with respect to Iran, is that Iran walked out of the willingness to meet face-to-face in Switzerland today. And I fear that this is the first step in this post-MOU era where Iran is still using their same old tricks, which is backsliding and bad faith negotiating and delays. And I really know and hope that the president sees right through it. And at some point, we're not going to continue on with this deal if Iran continues to try to play us and not actually negotiate and act in good faith.
Well, I mean, I also said before that some of the nations, the oil-rich nations, and including Russia, that oil was down to $74 on Thursday, so they're panicking because at $74 going down to $65, they're trying to do something to stir the pot to get it back up again.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that at all, especially Russia. They're the ones that have benefited most from high oil prices and to some extent the lifting of sanctions on their oil exports. And we better keep a keen eye. And if they start meddling in our business here between us and Iran, then we need to drop the hammer in an appropriate way, and economically is the right way for them.
You know, it's been interesting, General Teichert, sort of as you're talking about Russia, in the last 24 hours, they have been getting pounded by Ukraine. And everyone's wondering, where's this going to? So it's been an interesting dynamic to see what's been happening there. They hit an oil refinery. I mean, that was amazing. You see the tank of it like flying up. So it's intensifying between Russia and Ukraine. What do you think's happening vis-a-vis there, to John's point, as we're watching what's happening with Iran?
Well, I think it's fascinating that actually in 2026, Russia has lost ground in Ukraine, and they're getting desperate. And now that Ukraine proved again last night that they not only have the capability, but the capacity to reach out and strike Moscow and strike targets in Moscow in the heart of Russia, that's going to potentially stir the pot, but maybe also force Putin to try to find an off-ramp because he is hemorrhaging, Russia is hemorrhaging, and they are losing right now, no doubt.
Ed Cox.
Question. How long do you think it would take for the Gulf states to establish defenses working with Ukraine and others with respect to drones and other weapons that they're not used to being attacked by?
Well, I think it's awesome that Ukraine came to the Gulf countries' aid and helped them understand how do you counter drones, because Ukraine's been fighting this war now for 4 years and they are the world's experts. So now the Gulf countries owe them. And I think based on the goodwill that has been accumulated there, that they, the Gulf countries, are going to provide massive amounts of financial support. And that could easily tip the tide to help Ukraine finally have the capacity they need to do something that Russia realizes they need to stop. Otherwise, they're going to keep hemorrhaging.
You know, I'm curious, kind of back to Iran, where do you see all of this going with Hezbollah and also Israel? Because overnight, Hezbollah launched attacks. Obviously, they're a proxy of Iran. and they killed 4 Israeli soldiers. Israel then responded. Now they've said there's a ceasefire, but it was after they traded barbs. I think there's going to be a lot of this back and forth, don't you?
I think there very well could be. And I want to clarify something you said. I don't think Hezbollah is just a proxy. I think they're actually an arm of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. But I think that the president of the United States should look at paragraph 1 of the MOU very carefully and tell Iran that paragraph says that all parties have to honor the sovereignty of Lebanon, and the entity that has violated the sovereignty of Lebanon most, far more than Israel for decades, is Hezbollah. And if Iran really wants to show good faith here, then they need to disband Hezbollah immediately to honor even the first paragraph of that MOU.
Judge Weinberg.
General, good to talk to you again, sir. The problem, of course, is Iran needs Hezbollah because they're the ones who do the fighting for it. And if Hezbollah is gone, then the IRGC is totally undermined, don't you think?
No, so I do think, Judge, but guess what? That MOU doesn't just levy responsibilities on the United States and Israel. By the way, Israel, we should support fully supporting them and their right to self-defense. But I think that as I read that first paragraph, it tells all parties involved, including Iran, that they have to fully honor the sovereignty of Lebanon. That means you've got to get Hezbollah out. And as much as Iran doesn't like it, and they wrote that paragraph to harm Israel and the United States, we need to turn it back on them.
Well said. That's a very good point.
Well said.
I believe what Israel is doing. If you kill one of ours, we're going to kill 10 of yours.
Right. You have a right to respond.
Yep.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, General, thank you very much, General John Teichert. It's great to have you back on. We miss you. It's great to talk with you.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.